What is your name?
My name is Taju.
How old are you?
Taju.
How old are you?
Hey, how old are you?
How old are you? Also, you pay. I am 5 years old. How old are you?
I'm 5 years.
What is the name of your school?
Hi guys, it's your girl Bridget Tekpo. Good afternoon. It's a bright and sunny day. I've got my glasses on. Feeling summery today. Yeah. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to Obodooyinbopeople TV. If you haven't subscribed, there's a red button down there. Please make sure you click on that subscribe button. And if you hit on the bell sign, it tells you whenever I upload my video. Just taking a very nice stroll on this very gorgeous weather. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about this afternoon is about this story that went viral on social media last week. I mean, most of you would have seen it if you're on Instagram. The story has been making the rounds about this baby. The story broke was that somebody recorded Taju. Somebody put a camera on his face and was speaking English to him. The boy speaks Yoruba, and they were asking him, what's your name in English? And he said Taju. And then the man said again, how old are you? Obviously this poor kid does not understand English, so he said he didn't know. He didn't know the answer, so he said he doesn't know. He said he doesn't know. And then the man who had the camera on his face was saying, Oloribu, Oloribu, was abusing him, that you don't understand English, and started abusing him, you know. It's really, really funny. When my friend Nike sent it to me on Instagram, shared it with me, I just saw it and started laughing, because the way the guy said, Oloribu, it was funny. So I started laughing. But apparently, the video went viral, got the attention of a lot of people, including AY, the comedian, and a couple of other celebrities. So this actress, who I didn't know before, her name is Fumi, got involved and somehow managed to track this boy. Went to find him in the village where he was. The boy has this very big personality. He's so funny. He seems very confident, and oh my God, this kid is really, really cute. You will know that if this boy has support, he will go places. He's so funny. So it started trending on all over social media, on Instagram, and people were donating. They wanted to take. People were saying they want to support him to go to school because he's got a lot of potential. So people like Don Jazzy, AY, Mo Abudu, a whole lot of celebrities got involved, and we're making a lot of donation towards this boy's education, which is a very brilliant thing. I mean, this is the second time I've seen that this is happening on social media, that children will come to the limelight, and celebrities will get involved and raise money for the children. It's really, really good. The reason why I decided to talk about it today is because I think Taju, first of all, we've got so many children like Taju living in very impoverished environments, living in abject poverty all over Nigeria. It is very fortunate that he has come to the limelight, but there are many thousands of Tajus out there. And the reason why I decided to talk about it today is because Taju's story highlights again the neglect that children go through in Nigeria in terms of the states as well as the federal systems that don't support families and children in need. This is my bread and butter here. So it's not like politics and other areas that people will come and tell me I shouldn't shut my mouth. This is child protection. And if you ask me to talk about child protection or safeguarding adults from now to tomorrow, yeah, I'm comfortable doing that because this is what I do for a living. Anyway, so what it is now today is that Taju, I saw a post today on Instagram this morning, and this Fumi, who is the actress, very brilliant young lady, who has been taking this young kid round to all the celebrities. They are taking pictures with him. He's become famous overnight, which is good. He's become really famous. I mean, yesterday he met Funke Akindele and they did a shot together, and you should see this boy, the way he talks. He speaks Yoruba, but he's so freaking funny. If you understand Yoruba, you will hear what he's saying. He's got this really large personality. I like him. Anyway, so today Fumi put a post on her timeline on Instagram saying that Taju is now with the government. The government has stepped in. Oyo State government has stepped in. The wife of Oyo State. They shown interest in Taju, and Taju is now under their care. Thank you, everybody. Normally, I don't like commenting on posts on Instagram. I have an Instagram account, but I don't comment regularly on people's posts. But on this occasion, because it's about a child, and I feel like I know a thing or two about child protection, I decided to put a comment. So I put a comment there and I said, Fumi, I'm sorry, because everybody is saying congratulations, well done, you've done well. I celebrate what you've done, and I really think you've done a good thing by going to drag this kid out from, where he was living, suffering, because I understand he was living with his grandmother and things were really tough. He was sleeping in the market or something like that. The dad is somebody that is like an alcoholic and things like that, and the mom had gone to marry somebody else who didn't want to see Taju. So Taju was left in care of grandmother, and grandmother was struggling. So, and I put a comment there. I said, Fumi, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't know how the government got involved in this. You've been raising money, going around with this boy, and you've been able to raise a substantial amount of money for this boy to go to school, which is the whole idea of this Taju project, which is quite good. But now, leaving this child with government, I don't know if that's a good idea. The government has no business taking over somebody else's child, and research all over the world has shown that the best place for a child to grow and thrive is with their family. So even here, what we usually do is that we prefer children to be with the family. You support the family to look after the child. I said this is what the government should do. Why is Oyo State governor's wife getting involved and taking the butt of his parents? I said you don't take a child from the family except there's an issue of child protection. And even that you have to go to court. You can't just say, okay, give me this child because there's abuse. No. First of all, you need to demonstrate what the abuse is. You need to show the evidence, and then you need to go to court and ask a judge. You present your case in court before all that. I said, well, I don't think that's a good idea. Government taking that child. What are they going to do with the child? Is he going to live with the governor or the governor's wife? What happens when they come out of their tenure expires in 2019 or whenever? I said, I don't think it's a good idea. And she put a comment graciously and said, it's a case of child abuse, ma. That's why the government has taken over the case. They've taken the child. In my mind, I'm like, okay. I've been following this story. There was no record of any child abuse going on. This was a case of a child who didn't have an opportunity to go to school. And in my thinking, what you were doing is supporting the family to send him to school. When did it become a child protection issue? So a lot of people started adding comments, saying, some said they agree. Then it now came out that there's a disagreement about the money, as everything. So there was a disagreement about the money, whereby the parents are now struggling for the money. They've come out to say that they want the child, they want the money, The mom has come out and said she wants the child now and all that. And some people are even accusing this very brilliant young woman, Fumi, who brought this whole thing out, of making profit from it, which is that's sad.
Hello, darling, all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, Sheila. Sheila.
I want to have something, but I want to sit outside.
Okay.
Because the weather is like, yeah. Do I know what I want to have?
I have.
What do you have?
I'm cooking today. Salmon steak.
Salmon.
Salmon steak. Fresh spinach, baby spinach. Broccoli, roast potato.
Really?
And then I'll make it homemade sauce for.
Okay. I like to try that. Let me try that. Let me have a drink. I'm so thirsty.
This one, like.
I'll have this one.
One glass.
Please. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me have it for you, yeah?
Alright, I'll sit outside. So everybody is now making a whole lot of noise about this whole thing, you know. My concern about this thing is that I think this young lady, this Fumi, has really done a wonderful thing by going to fish out this Taju boy. However, it just highlights problems again we have in Nigeria in terms of child protection, because it seems like the government will not do anything. This is what is trending now. They wait for a celebrity to fish out a child in need, or a child in need of protection, or a child in need of care and support. And then when the thing is trending all over the news, then one governor or governor's wife will now come from nowhere and say, oh, they want to take over the child. We want to do this just because they want. That, you know, is making a lot of noise now. It's all over the social media. Everybody's talking about it. So, of course, elections are coming up, so they want to appear as if they are doing something. Where have they been? How many Tajus do we have in Nigeria? What are they doing about child protection or children that are in need? What are the systems that are in place to support parents to parent their children? The children that are exploited. The children are exploited, some are sold into slavery, some are all sorts of abuses going on in every area of Nigeria. What are they doing about it? What happens to those downtrodden ones, the poor ones who come from families like Taju's family, that nobody can advocate for them or nobody can speak for them? They have no voice. They just allow them to, you know, they just fade away. They die. What's the future of a child like Taju, if not because of this Fumi who went to fish him out? What about other children like Taju? I mean, if you follow this man is doing such an amazing job, Tony Rapo, Pastor Tony Rapo on Instagram. If you follow him and the documentaries that man makes, you know, all the nooks and crannies that he goes to around Lagos, all the slums that he goes to, the children in those areas, there are lots. Oh my God. You'll see what I mean. There was this particular episode. I'm going to put the link on the description of this blog about this child. Shana Wale, they call this boy. This boy is either 10 or 11 years old, hooked on drugs. He's been smoking cannabis all his life. If you see the story of this boy, although the pastor has taken him, they prayed for him, put him through rehabilitation, but I tell you, I have serious doubt if that boy can be truly rehabilitated. Do you know why? Because he's lived a life of like 10 adults. The kind of things this boy has been through. Oh my God, he has killed. He tells stories about how he belongs to a court, how they use him to kill and to stab, how many blood on this. He's only 11 or 10 years old. If you see the story of Shana Wale, you understand what I'm talking about when I'm, you know, highlighting the story about Taju. What is the lot of the Nigerian child whose parent is not rich, whose parent does not have education, whose parent does not you know, have a job, or whose parent, you know, is not in a position of authority or in a position of, let's say, just average parent that, you know, at least went to school, or they have a job, or they have a business, or they have something that they are doing. Those downtrodden in the society, who in this part of the world will pick them up, because we know, you know, that when they grow up, this is what is going to happen. When they grow up, they grow up and, you know, things happen because life happens to them. It's not their fault. The children, it's not their fault. You can blame the parents because you say, oh, why would you have a child if you can't look after the child? But I tell people all the time, it's not always so simple. There are so many dynamics at play, and you know, parents go through a lot, and this is where the government usually comes in to support such parents, to pick them up, to support them, to ensure that the children are safeguarded. The story of Taju, I mean, places like Oyo State, where this boy comes from. But what is all this first lady that always dress up and wear all the most expensive clothes in this world and tie gele, and all they do is go to function. They will say they have one charity or the other that they are supporting, a champion one cause, and they will do it. You never see tangibly what they are doing. All you see them do is attend parties, attend weddings, and when the president or vice president or one governor or one emir or one oba is doing something, or one celebrity is doing something, then you see all of them. They will dress up gorgeously because, you know, this is what it's about, isn't it? But what happens to other children like Taju in places like Oyo State, in places like Kogi State, in places like Edo State, in places like River State, all over Nigeria? Not even talking about the north. The north, oh my God. Oh, don't let me even go there. Do not even let me go there. I saw children in Abuja when I was in Nigeria. I saw children who are disabled. They were crawling on the floor, crawling with slippers. They were crawling, begging. They were crawling and begging. People say, even if you rehabilitate them, they will not stay. This is a business for them. Oh, are you telling me that if you give them a wheelchair, they are not going to take it? They prefer to crawl on the floor? Or if you give them a house, they will not stay. They prefer to live on the streets. That's not on at all. We all know what it is that is happening. These children are forgotten. Nobody cares about them. So they resolve to the life that they can. They resolve to surviving on their own. And the only way they can survive, sadly, is by crime. So they're on the streets and they get recruited to do all sorts of things. And you know, when they become adults, it just escalates from there. You can imagine the life that is laid up for them to live because they have no choice. So this is what is happening. Well, that's just my thought about this issue of Taju. The government needs to do better. Charities need to do better. We all need to do better to ensure that the Nigerian child is protected and safeguarded against, you know, abuse and, you know, this deprivation and, you know, living in this kind of abject poverty, the kind of poverty that you see in, you know, all over Nigeria. So I'm just going to leave it here. Subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed this one. It's just a short vlog walking around London doing my waka waka, and I'll catch you in my next one. Thank you for watching. I love you. Bye.